90% of men drive to their parking in their homes. They sit in their car for 45 minutes thinking, crying, thinking about their day. Ndio akiingia kwa nyumba amevaa mask. That is what they do. That is meant for you. And the other thing is, let me tell you the truth. Even when, Michael, you go to that boy club, umeenda kuwatch ball, huyu mwanamume hatasema siku ya kwanza, ya pili, ya tatu, ya nne, ya tano, ya sita, atasema mara ya 60. And unless you are patient enough to ask this man 60 times, and we are never patient and we never have the time. That is the problem with humans. We don't have the time. So you cannot, and that's the problem I have. Unanipigia mara ya kwanza, ya pili, ya tatu, nakwambia niko sawa. Alafu sasa mnaenda kukaa na kina Emily, mnaanza kusema huyu naye anajisikia siku hizi hata kaangi na sisi, akujangi na sisi lunch na nini. Unaona, mimi nimempigia nini, sijui nini. She doesn't even return my calls nowadays nini. Na niko job na wewe nini. But trust you me, I'm going through issues. I need you to ask, not once, not twice, not 3 times, because me, I don't open up that easy. Ask me. That is why kuna kwanga na ile statement inasemangwa nini, disturb them all the time.
Come on.
Do not give them peace until they tell you the truth. Because they will tell you. Hata nikwambie huyo mtu, hata hiyo siku, the 58th time they actually wanted to take their life. The 58th time. Lakini ukamkona Michael, uko wapi? Kuja tu tukawatch ball. Hiyo ndio ilimuokoa.
For me to say these things to you is not troublesome. This is but for you it is beneficial. That's also in the Bible. But I like something Stephanie has said about that we are to go to where they are. Yes. But you see, that is contrary to popular belief, ladies and gentlemen. That is what the church is supposed to do. To go. The Great Commission, if you are a Christian now, you know it. It says what? Go. Not tell them to come to you. But
ngoja tu nikuulize swali moja. Wacha tu niulize kama Wakristo. Ngoja Wakristo katika New Testament.
Naam.
Yesu Kristo.
Kumbe walisoma pia.
Yesu Kristo. Huyo mwana alitembea, my brother.
My friend.
Alitembea. He used to go to places to preach. That is what he taught his disciples.
Yes.
To go.
Yes.
To preach. Yes. He didn't have a church. No, he did not have a building.
Yeah.
He went to where people were. He alifuata watu.
Kweli.
And that is how he watu wengi sasa vile alikuwa anafuata watu, nao pia watu walikuwa wanamfuata.
But kumbuka Steph, one thing you need to know, na mchungaji hapo usinirushe mawe.
Oja Yesu alitoa watu ndio na
I know.
I will proceed.
You know, churches have now become corporate societies.
Yeah, of course.
You know,
they have
organizations.
Corporate organizations.
Yes.
So away from, go, they say come. And then as you come, you also need to
bring.
So we are. The church is running away from its obligation. So badala tuende to. Do you remember those days? Because I remember growing up, ilikuwa ushirika ilikuwa ni kama yani kawaida. Unasikia Jumatatu announcements hizo. Tutakuwa kwa mama fulani. Jumanne tutaenda kwa ndugu fulani.
Ijumaa tuko sebuleni.
Yes. Exactly. So nowadays what is happening is what? You meet in your different cell groups. Alafu hizo cell groups pia sasa zimekuwa avenues of fellowship. Utapata the areas utapata labda ni a certain cadre of individuals.
Yeah.
Utapata wale wengine sema huko mimi sieni manake kuna. So we are running away from our obligation as a church.
Yeah, I want to
pole sana mchungaji.
To nene objection.
Object.
I object in the strongest terms possible. We started by saying one of the challenges that is causing people with mental health issues not to speak up is that we cluster and group people. So when we start to say the church has done, we are falling into that trap of clustering that men are like this, women are like this. They are not all alike. You see, they are not, even machines, by the way, can't all be alike. And they are produced at factories, the production line na nini. So to say of a group of people that they have done, sio so tabia nzuri. But yeah, that's number one. And then the church is not an organization. I already said that. And we are called Christians because ideally we are supposed to be following the example that was set for us by Jesus Christ. In this house nowadays, I've been saying our Jesus, so that you know if you're following any other one that is different from our Jesus, that's not the one. All that one needs to do is look at what was Jesus doing. Stephanie said he was going to places and to people. So if I am following him, abidi nijitoe nikawafuate. If he did not mind being associated with sinners, misijui mimi na mind nini. But wewe sasa hivi Mkristo wewe Penina, acha nijiseme, nikiambiwa if someone wants to talk to me and they look sinner like, I'm like, hata sitaki kuonekana na huyo mtu. But Jesus, our Jesus,
he never cared.
Yeah, just because the woman was a prostitute, that didn't make him a pimp. You understand? And it's not going to work like that. It doesn't work like that. So mimi nikikutana na mtu mlevi ambaye yuko na tatizo nimsaidie, mimi sio mlevi. You understand? But we are so, not we, the Christian person is so concerned about my image. Itakaa vipi nikionekana nimetembea? Na hiyo si Mkristo peke yake, hata Mkenya. Siku zote niko na gari, alafu leo nishuka matatu. It's already a concern. Like, afadhali nikope, nifulize, nifanye vyote, nisionekane na ile kitu yenye I think is wrong. Do you understand? Yeah. So it's important not to lump people into groups. Just ask your question. That's what I was saying. You think that you have seen today I'm a little tipsy. Ask me, Penina, are you drunk? Don't say, Penina, leo upako ni mwingi, eh? Sasa. Ni alafu mimi nitakupatia jibu lako linalotosha tu. As basically as I can. Yeah.
I think there's the societal expectations that, of course, also it happens a lot in church.
Yeah.
There's what the church, the people of the church expect of you, who is a pastor. There was a time I was given an opportunity by my priest to skitambo juzi tu. So that day I did the homily was read, and so he knows about ITANA. So I wasn't expecting, and I don't know how he saw me in church. So, and like, for me, I didn't even talk about much, but I asked the Christians, like, how often do we ask how our priests are doing? Kila siku sisi tu ndio tuende na mashida zetu za ndoa. You know, like how often do we go to the man of the cloth and ask them, how are you really? How are you dealing with the Christians, the pressure, the what? You know, because there's a lot of pressure, especially in our church. You know, there are a lot of people who always are there. Kuna watu wamekuja kitubio kila Saturday, kitubio. At what point do you tour all that? You know?
Because even counselors need supervision.
Yeah.
So it's supervised.
Exactly. That's my therapist always tells me doctors need doctors. Doctors need doctors. They also need an outlet, you know, and it's the same thing I always tell people. The one thing I will say again is if there is any teenager listening right now, they need to know, I think right now, even the teenagers have become so entitled. Sisi kama watoto tumekuwa so entitled. Yani wewe ni mara mwisho ni lini ulimpigia mzazi wako kumjulia hali? Ambia, mami ni aje, unaendeleaje? Na hii pressure, unaendeleaje? Really, are you okay? You know, ama umekaa kama miezi miwili mitatu, uende hata kumuona na uko kwa hii Mombasa. You know, now as a teenage child, how often do those kids come to the mama and ask, "Mom, uko aje, uko poa?" Ni wao tu wanangoja waulizwe, wapewe pesa ya break, wapewe nini. You know, like kids are so entitled. We live in a world where you cannot afford to be entitled. The church is so, the congregation is so entitled. Unaona kama venye hapa tumekaa hapa tuko busy tuna accuse church. Now the church is tuna accuse leadership. But then, do we sit to ask ourselves, like, leadership, are they okay? Ama pia wako na pressure fulani, ndio maana wana behave venye wana behave. You know, and vice versa, of course. Yeah, and another thing, the church. I'll go back. The church, like, we have a lot of people, pre-COVID or whatever, there are a lot of people who don't go to church.
True.
I'm not saying people should go to church. Kama hawataki kwenda ni sawa tu pia. But then, my point is, those people, there was a point where they loved church.
That's true.
But then, suddenly, they don't go to church. You cannot convince them. Hawaendi tu, wataamka wafanye vitu zao Sunday nini wakae, hata wanaweza washa TV, wakaangalia church ya kanisa basi. I mean church ya TV. Basi, hawataenda kanisani. And when you ask them, they have things to say. And I'm not talking about old people. Watu rika zetu, ni sisi tunaweza decide tusiende church for the rest of our lives. But now I'm talking about someone who is between 18 and 30.
Yeah.
No, 18 and 25. Hiyo ni ile age where everything needs to build you. Kila kitu, yani misingi yako, umekulia katika misingi gani? Na mimi naamini ya kwamba kama mimi ni mtoto wa Kikristo, nimelelewa katika nguzo za kanisa. So leo nimemaliza shule kwa mfano, siendi kanisani mimi. Nini ilifanyika? There was a time I was told to speak to one of my groups in church. Unajua Catholic wao iko na groups nyingi. And one of the guilds in the church. And I love these church conversations by the sana, especially in church. So I'm like, okay, why are young people not coming to church? And I asked them, kwa nini hawakuji church? Kwa sababu yenu. Nyinyi mko busy mnawasengenya. Sijui nini anavaa aje. Wacha avaa hivyo akuje kanisani. Kwani Yesu alikuwa anahubiria kina nani? Wenye dhambi. Hao watu wenye wanavaa hivyo. Those are the people. Otherwise, if you don't attract them to church, how do you expect them to love the church or to love the company of the people who are in church, for example? Yeah. So we have a role to play as church. Like, how do we bring back people we believe should be in church, especially the young people? Because a lot of young people are not in church. A lot of young people are not in church. They are everywhere else, but not in church. So, there is that thing about the congregation has watu wa kanisa wana mdomo. Kai. Wa mama wana mdomo. Yani ukiona msichana ameingia sijui amevaje. Hey, I am telling you. Yani they know each and every single thing that is happening. But they will never stop you to ask Penina. Mbona squeezy?
You're up there leading praise and worship. Kuna roho wasikia mambo ya si roho.
Ati si roho.
Like they have things to say. And they will always have things to say. Ama unapata tu wenyewe kwa wenyewe, mtoto anani hata alishindwa na mtoto na hapa kwa busy anaenda kula sakramenti.
Sasa subiri nikuambieni. Again, I insist. No, but it's the same thing I was saying to Emily. Wakristo wana mdomo kweli, lakini binadamu wana mdomo.
Ni kweli?
Binadamu. So I would like to insist that we're talking about humans. When we speak about Christians, they are human people.
Oh yes, bottom line.